You ever have one of those days where it's a beautiful day, but the person you're supposed to do the live stream with just up and fucking vanishes? Knows we do this every goddamn weekend. Can't fucking get off his ass. Get on a fucking Google Hangout with a guy just so we can go live and entertain you folks. God damn it, fuck. Have more music briefly. Wait, why would you be mad at me? What did I do? I'm just trying to, be a friend, be a pal, help people out. I swear to God, I talked to him 2 goddamn hours ago. Not even kidding. 2 hours ago. He's gone now. Gone forever. Let's start the show. I'm glad that we have so many people in the chat already. I really am. It's nice. Emily, good to see you again. I feel like we haven't seen you in a couple weeks, but welcome back. But yeah, like Hadia, what did I do to get you mad at me or strangely amused? Hey, Mo, do you need a co-host? Volunteered me and Emily for a porn parody without asking us if we were down for that. I'm so yeah. What did I do wrong? What's the problem? Okay, player, do I need a co-host? Ooh, good question. Who would want to hear player on the podcast? And I'll take a moment for the chat to catch up because I do actually have a story to cover. Who's excited? Because yeah, we've got shit to talk about. And I don't think player, have I ever talked to you? I don't know if I have. Well, we're glad you guys are here. I can't say we, so I'm glad you guys are here. House is probably like sick or something. I don't know. Stuff happens. So, player, um, do you have Google Hangout? Is everything good to go on that? Because I'll bring you on board. We can talk about the story. I'm just saying, buddy. Consent means never saying you're sorry, Lycadia. Player, do you have the stuff? What? Maybe you should give me your fucking what's it called? Your Google Hangout name so I can send you a message, maybe bring you on. Or is he just gonna smoke and joke? Player talks big. Won't send me his Google Hangout name so that I can add him, get him in a call. So, are you going to tell me it? I know there's a bit of a delay in the chat, but I've been ranting now for about a full minute, so come on, guy. He's not going to give me it, is he? Here, let me at least get some quiet background music going so we've got something apart from the vast tracts of silence that are the immense periods of time between my thoughts. Is that your serious name? Because that's terrible. That's terrible, and you are terrible for having that as your name. I got no results matching that name, and I just did a straight copy paste. Yeah, no results. That name does not exist on Google Hangouts. Oh, you have a space. Okay. You are just terrible, player. Just awful. Yeah, I just searched again under the new name you put down. Nothing. You liar. You traitor. You are a terrible person. Come on, guy. Oh, by the way, all the music that you've been listening to so far this episode has been provided royalty-free by the website Bensound. bensound.com for all of your royalty-free music needs. So come on, player, get your shit together. What's your Google Hangout name? You don't like the... What was wrong with the creepy clown music, Lycadia? It fits our podcast. Also, if anybody wants to be on the stream right now, put your Google Hangout name in the chat, and the first person I can legitimately pull up, I will bring into the call. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you want to talk about. What the fuck is that shit? Trying to give me this shit. I don't care about that. Hold on. Yeah, well then why isn't it fucking coming up, player, if that is in fact your real name? Hang on, asshole. Trying to get all pissy at me. Fat Andy says play Moon Man. Okay, hang on just a sec while I pull up Moon Man. I don't know who this Fat Andy is. If any of you do, I guess y'all have responsibility for him now. Take care of him. And Goober McGoob, or Player, as I guess you're known. I found your profile. No way to link it to a Google Hangout. I'm working on that now. If you have any information about that, that would be very helpful. Ah, here we go.
The world can be one together, cosmos without hatred, stars like diamonds in your eyes. The ground can be space, 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 with feet marching towards a peaceful sky. All the moon men want things their way, but we make sure they see the sun. Goodbye, moon man. You say goodbye, moon man. Goodbye, moon man. Goodbye. Cosmos without hatred, diamond stars of cosmic light, quasars shine through endless night, and everything is one in the beauty. And now we say goodbye, moon man. You say goodbye, moon man. Goodbye, moon man. Goodbye, moon man. Oh, goodbye.
Shut the fuck up about moon men!
James Harton, I am really glad to hear that. I really, really am, because I am frankly excited for having an alt-right kids opening. And I'm hoping we can send that to Lindsay and from Queer Kid Stuff and be like, you inspired this. You inspired us, woman. This is all from your loins. Okay, anybody know what the hell is... God damn it, player. Player is awful. Next person to put their Google Hangout name in the chat is coming on the live stream. Because I swear to God, I can do it. Hold on. I'm going to bring up the screen right now so that you can see, you horrible bastard, that I sent you an invite. See this? See this? Invite sent. You'll be able to chat with Goober McGoobs once your invitation has been accepted. So it's not me. Teddy will be Pepe. That will be great. I highly recommend giving him a Scottish accent just because that's funny. I will be more than willing to voice Pepe on your version of alt-right kids stuff. I am reloading Google Hangouts just in case there was an error on my end. And my name is seriously Douchecanoe, one word, space, Mo, M-O. That's it. Yep, no new conversations, no information for people like that. That's it. I don't know why I have no way to try to call you in Google Hangouts. Oh my god, player, you suck. Hurry the fuck up. It'll be nice having somebody on I can constantly insult that can't really insult me back, or I'll kick them from the call. Because House is my buddy, and House gives as good as he gets. Okay, player, when I search for Goober McGoob, only 2 people show up. Goober McGoobs and Oscar McGoober with 2 zeros instead of O's. And since apparently you're neither one of those, unfortunately it'll just be the opening for now. But yeah, seriously though, if you ever need a voice for Pepe, I'll do it. I will do it in a heartbeat. What sort of voice would you like Pepe to be? Be like, we are going to purge the LGBT personnel. Ach, schnell! Well, James Harton, I cannot wait to get that from you, because I am sure that will be great. So, 21 minutes into this episode, and it's just an unfortunate clusterfuck. What else do I have here? Just looking through some stuff right now. Just give me a moment while I take care of this. A slow, wet-sounding Hispanic stereotype. Okay, let me check. Let me see if I've gotten any invites. I have no notifications, no invites. Player, you are terrible. I promise you, Lycadia, I will not be mean to you. Player, how did you fuck things up? It can't be that hard. House and I got it to work, and we're both fucking chuckle fucks, man. I mean, House is the smarter one of us too, but that's not saying gas the Skype's race war now. Well, the reason we started using Google Hangouts is because it had better audio quality than Skype. And we kept getting drop calls on Skype. And we weren't getting that on Google Hangouts, so that's why we moved over to that. Because unfortunately, with House being in Missouri and me being in Texas, it's not like we can record in the same area. I'm just going to blame the Google. Hey, Lycadia, I sent you an invite. Okay it and I'll get you on. Discord is greater than everything. Discord is greater than everything, which is why I don't know how to use it. So tell you what, I'll discuss it with House, and if we can get our own little Discord going, we'll have it through that. But then I run into a problem with being able to stream video to House and you guys at the same time, so that he can keep up with the videos at the same time I'm playing them for all of you. There will briefly be no sound as I make a couple Google Hangout calls. Alright, people, I'm back, and I have good news. I have reached into the ether, and I have pulled a soul out of the abyss to talk with us. Isn't that exciting? And all the way from wherever the fuck she lives. It's Lycadia, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello. Lycadia?
Hi.
There we go. So her audio quality
It's
is...
Kentucky.
I was going to say, your audio quality is very reminiscent of some of the early episodes of the podcast, so I'm kind of getting a nostalgia vibe right now.
Sorry.
No, it's...
Wow, that's a long delay.
I don't care. All right, now, chat. Be nice. We have a fucking person of quality and not the usual shitheels that are on this show. Be fucking polite, people. And James Harton, it is everybody's fault except your own. But now that we have somebody on, I can finally... Did you get the link for this story? Just want to make sure.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I can finally cover this goddamn story. I swear to God, I found out about this on, like, Tuesday, and I've been holding on to it since then. Are you ready for this? Player, if you post something mean in the chat, I will not be held accountable for my actions. Be nice. We have a guest on, goddammit. Wear your nice shoes. I feel like your guys' mom. Oh, shit, wrong page. Here we go. Teens are becoming transgender because it's trendy, expert says. Isn't this wonderful?
Hey.
Just click on the link in the chat and it'll pull it up in a window so you can read it too.
Okay.
All right, we have 197 proud shares because this is Rain Bowery, which is apparently a gay, lesbian, and transgendered news website.
Ah.
Children think it's cool to be transgender, and they're trying the self-identity out in droves, claims an Australian psychiatrist. Psychiatrist Stephen Stathis, who runs the gender clinic at Brisbane's Lady Cliento Children's Hospital and is responsible for diagnosing gender dysphoria, reports that many youth are trying out being transgender in order to stand out. Apparently, declaring oneself transgender is trendy. One said to me, "Dr. Steve, I want to be transgender. It's the new black," Stathis related. So what do you think about that? It's the new black. Transgender. This is new Coke, motherfucker. Give me your opinion, Lycadia. Come on, we gotta have the patter, the back and forth, the banter.
I'm trying to figure out how to not hear both.
Mute the live
I'm
stream.
hearing
where the live stream is coming up on your
delay
end,
between you saying it and it coming up on the live stream.
Yeah, just mute the live stream. That's how I deal with it.
Do you just ignore it?
No, I mute the
mute
live
the live
stream.
stream. Oh. Okay.
Because you'll
Now
still
can
be
you
able
hear
to
me?
hear me in you'll still be able to hear me in the chat, but not in the live stream. Or in the call, but not in the live stream.
Okay. I think this is ridiculous, of course, but
Wait. Are you saying it's ridiculous because it's not like trendy? All these kids really are transgender, or because kids are stupid and attracted to anything shiny, and since transgender is the new shiny toy on the market?
I'm at the risk of dating myself. When I was in high school, being goth was edgy enough for me. I didn't really need to try to change my gender. I was perfectly capable of being as much of an outcast as I wanted, then some, without having to, What
was it? It was goth, and then it was piercings.
I was goth, yeah.
And then it was 16 and pregnant, and now it's transgender. As the song says, it's okay to be gay. We are different in many ways. Dr. Stathis also says many girls want to be transgender as a result of sexual abuse. The girls say, if I'd only been a male, I wouldn't have been abused, Stathis explained.
Yeah, no, I gotta say that one never crossed my mind. If I had been better at murder, I would have been abused less. If my mother had been less of a spineless sap, I wouldn't have been abused. But I never really figured, hey, if only I had been a boy, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, because, you know, sexual abuse, that never happens to men. Let's flip over to let's listen to the chat. Hope House is okay. I killed him. No, genuinely, I talked to him about 2 hours ago. I have no idea what happened. I tried calling him multiple times. He didn't respond, so fuck it. I'm here now. With delightful
I talked to him right before I went off to watch Guardians of the Galaxy again. So,
how was it, by the way?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
he was fine like 3 hours ago.
But yeah, I haven't seen it yet. How is it?
Oh, no, not the second one, the first one. I was just refreshing.
Oh. Well, what was your opinion on that one?
I love it, and I am unashamed of the fact that I shed tears over a raccoon in a tree. I'm not even ashamed. I cried. I love that messed up little psychotic raccoon.
Let's see. I sent House an invite. Let's hope he gets it.
Oh, is he among the living again?
I genuinely don't know. But let's go back to the story, because if he wasn't good enough to show up, I'm not good enough to have him. Some are so convinced their life would be better if they were the opposite sex that they do something drastic or permanent. I've seen genital mutilation. Some who try to cut off their penis, Stathis said. Well, you know, hey, you spend enough time telling somebody something enough, they internalize it. So you spend enough time telling little boys that all men are evil, men are pigs, men commit all the violence, men are terrible, white males are the cause of all the world's problems. I'm sorry, white males! and eventually, is it any wonder that these little boys start going, I'm a horrible person. Being a boy is a horrible thing. I need to be a girl. And they end up trying to home
I think it is
off of me.
Really, really sad what our culture is doing to boys and has been doing for the past at least couple decades.
The emasculation of
there is no need to there's no need to lay that kind of thing on them when they are small, innocent children, you know. Maybe if you treat them nice when they're small children, they won't grow up to be douchebags.
Yeah, maybe you don't.
But if you treat them like they're douchebags when they're little, they're going to grow up to be douchebags.
I was going to say, maybe you don't blame them for all the world's problems right off the bat. Australia began a new government-funded gender service for children at the Lady Cliento Hospital, which expects to see 180 youths this year. The goal of most of the gender-confused children is to get puberty-blocking chemicals and or sex change hormone treatment. Am I wrong for thinking that only adults should be allowed to make this decision? Adults are like late teens, not kids. I know after puberty it's harder to transition, but I feel like people wouldn't be sure about themselves until they were like in the 16 to 22 range.
I didn't know jack shit about myself when I was that age.
Yeah,
I didn't know a single thing. I didn't know if I was gay, straight. I didn't know if I loved learning or hated I didn't know anything. None of us did.
When I think back to how I was when I was 16 to 22, I should not have owned a car, much less been allowed to make decisions about my gender.
Yeah.
Most patients, however, are simply going through a common phase of adolescent life, Stathis explained. Despite intense feelings of gender dysphoria, by the time boys and girls reach puberty, most identify as their birth gender. By early adulthood, they have outgrown their previous feelings of gender confusion. Because gender confusion is usually temporary and hormone blockers can cause permanent damage, Stathis requires his young patients to go through intense mental health screenings, as he should.
Yes, obviously. That's just due diligence to your Hippocratic Oath.
Have you ever seen the the picture of the transgendered child with the two lesbian Jewish parents?
No, I haven't.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. This kid looks like their life is suffering. Let's see. Lesbian parents. Like, they took a picture. It's a little boy who's gender transitioning over to being a little girl, right? And they won't fuck... Ah, here's the picture. I just had it. Hold on. And so they're like, yeah, my little boy, our adopted child, they give their kid hormone blockers and they say the kid's transgender, right? Here's the picture.
That's not a decision parents should be making. Yeah, show me the picture.
Oh, that's not the right picture. There we go. Actually, hold on. I forgot to...
There's Joe Biden with children and ice cream again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. That kid looks so miserable.
You should be able to pull up your... Hold on. I'm loading the application in the chat, so if you keep the chat open, you should be able to see the program where I load everything.
Okay.
That way you won't get the delay that everybody else will, and you'll be able to be a bit more timely with everything.
Sorry.
Look at this kid. This kid is miserable.
That may be one of the saddest children I have ever seen.
Let me see if I can view the image.
Also, really terrible hair on all three of those people.
This is supposed to be the kid that's so much happier now because he's being transgendered into a she. And that kid is literally guarding his genitalia. I'm sorry. I think he's afraid for his penis right now. This is the picture the media ran with. The media that was saying that this kid was like a brave fucking hero. This was the picture that the media went, yeah, this was honestly the happiest one we found of him. Oh shit, something's happening. Hold on. Everybody in the live stream, good news! House is alive! Oh, my volume is kind of low? I'm sorry. Let me turn up my gain a bit. That should help. Yes! House is here! He'll be showing up at some point in the near future. We're trying to get everybody in the same call. Alright, hang on, Lycadia. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. House is here. Say hello, House.
Hello, House.
Isn't it great? House is here. Your lives are finally complete. And I've added Lycadia to the call. I don't know if she'll be able to say anything. Say something, Lycadia. I swear to God, it says in the bottom corner that she's in the call. Oh well, it's intermission time, lol. No, we're not doing this. Live stream has just heated up. House, you want to know the story we were talking about?
Shit just got real, yo.
I will even be nice, and I will restart the story. Let me do a quick share. All right, do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Teens are becoming transgender because it's trendy, expert says.
Well, yeah, transgenders, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I even commented
Riley
on
Dennis
it.
is one.
Yeah, a friend of mine posted this one up, and I was like, yeah, transgenders. The regular transgender people are just fucking insulted by it. But this is, an expert is saying this.
Okay.
Alright, so what we've got here. So if you're here, does that mean I can close the live dashboard window?
Yeah.
Thank you. I will close it now. Players like, the fire rises, Fat Andy. Oh, yeah. So I tried getting fucking Player on the live stream, right?
Yeah.
Horrible. He's horrible. I tried searching his Google Hangout name. It didn't work. Then he went through like 3 other Google Hangout names. None of that worked. And then, like, the one I finally searched, 2 names came up. I sent both an invite. Neither one was him. Player is terrible. But he says he wants to set us up a Discord. Oh, and James Harton is almost done with the alt-right, it's okay to be, or alt-right stuff kids special thing entrance.
Oh, awesome.
I told him I would voice Pepe.
Hang on just a second.
Because he says his Teddy will be Pepe.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. And if
All
I can,
right,
that means
sweet.
everybody else can hear you too, because of how I have my audio channel set up. Shall we go back?
Oh no, this is.
Go ahead.
This is House 2.0. This is my new microphone. I went out and spent actual money on an actual microphone, so I'm no longer using my headset.
I was gonna say
The
your
cheap
audio.
little headset that's held together with duct tape.
I was gonna say your audio quality has improved. Everyone,
Like this one,
how-
I actually have to turn on.
Oh, neat.
Uh-huh.
Well, it sounds better.
Oh, praise Keck.
Praise Keck, Fat Andy. I even gave you nerds a private recording room that no one else can get into. Apparently, he claims he already made us a Discord.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, Fat Andy, praise Keck. Oh, there's somebody new in the chat now called Fat Andy. I don't know who he is.
Hey, Fat Andy.
Frankly, he scares
He's Fat
me.
Mo and I'm Fat House, so you'll fit right in.
Welcome to the Fat Podcast for Fat. But
All
yeah,
fat, all the time.
teens are becoming transgender because it's trendy, expert says. And I love this picture right here. Oh, and I showed the picture of the quote unquote transgendered kid with the two with the lesbian couple. Because this is the saddest kid in the world. House, look at that child.
is not body language that says I am a happy camper.
And like Katie made a good point, the child is protecting their penis.
Yes. Yes. Also, you can tell by the fact that the shoulders are all scrunched up and they're trying to take up as little room possible. And it's like, no, don't touch me.
The two scary middle-aged lesbians who wanted a little girl but had to get a little boy, so they decided, let's just make him a little girl.
We want a little girl. You're a little boy. Where's the gardening shears?
Apparently players saying something about the Discord. I don't know. I stopped paying attention to them a while ago. Didn't this happen with glasses and Harry Potter? You know, the guy who played Harry Potter's playing a white nationalist in a movie that I think just came out. Did you hear about that, House?
No, I don't keep up on Harry Potter shit.
Okay, did we ever figure out what happened to Lycadia?
Apparently, at some point, she blue screened and now she's restarting.
Okay, well, I will send her another invite just in case. Okay, but here. Children think it's cool to be transgender, and they're trying the self-identity out in droves, claims an Australian psychiatrist.
That's fake news. There are no Australians.
I thought James Harton was an Australian.
No, it's all a massive conspiracy. They're all really New Zealanders.
Oh, no. You're not calling him. That trans teen looks like a gay clown, lol. Fat Andy seems like a...
They're all transnational.
They're transnational. Excuse me, I'm a trans-Canadian, said no one ever.
I identify as a Frenchman, so I'm just going to surrender right now.
Well, they did. Did you hear Macron got elected?
Yeah, I heard that. I was all like Darth Vader from the end of the second trilogy. No! And then I realized I'm American, so I don't care.
All right. Psychiatrist Stephen Stathis, who runs the Gender Clinic at Brisbane's Lady Cilento Children's Hospital and is responsible for diagnosing gender dysphoria, reports that many youths are trying out being transgender in order to stand out. Because, like Katie and I went over this, it used to be goths were the edgiest thing. Then it was piercings. Then it was 16 and pregnant. And now it's transgendered.
Or having one of the 174 genders that you can now assign yourself because of Tumblr.
Oh no, it gets better. Apparently, declaring oneself transgender is trendy. One said to me, Dr. Steve, I want to be transgender. It's the new black, Stathis related. You know why? I think that this all comes from something I call, and I don't know where I got the term, but the noble savage. We did it with the Native Americans. We didn't understand them, and we didn't understand that they were people, so we kind of like idolized them and put them up on this pedestal where they were wise people who understood things we didn't, and they weren't like Bronze Age animal sacrificing primitives, or Stone Age in many cases. And then we did it with black people. And we sort of idolized them as these people who are standing up against injustice and tyranny, and in many cases they were. But in many cases they were also just, people. Just as flawed and pathetic as the rest of us. And then we did it with gay people, and now we're doing it with trannies.
Yeah, there's actually a trope in movies called the magic black person, where a black person comes into your life and just fixes all of your problems.
Oh God, like what the fuck was that movie with Will Smith in it? The Legend of Bagger
The Legend
Vance.
of Bagger
Yes.
Vance.
Macron likes being bitched out by older women. I think that's why he's such a fan of Angela Merkel, because she reminds him of his wife, and she can just sit down and say heel, and he'll come crawling up across the floor to her. All right, some are so convinced their life would be better if they were the opposite sex that they do something drastic or permanent. Yeah, James Harton's right. It's the magical Negro, or as he says, Negrip. You must grip.
I like
the
knee grip
knees.
better.
Yeah, knee grip. It's the magical knee grip. Yeah, Fat Andy. Macron has 7 step-grandchildren.
He's dating his French teacher. Or he married his French teacher.
Okay. I've seen genital mutilation. Some who try to cut off their penis, Stathis said. And this is where I got into like Katie earlier about you tell somebody something long enough and they internalize it. So you spend your whole life telling little boys that white males are the source of all the world's problems, and you tell them all men are rapists and pedophiles and misogynists and sexists, and they run a white cishet capitalist male patriarchy. And eventually the kid just internalizes it and goes, I am a boy. Being a boy is horrible. Therefore, I no longer want to be a boy. Chop my dick off.
Sorry I'm white. I'm sorry I'm male. Sorry I'm white. Sorry I'm male.
Why am I such a monster? Australia has began a new government-funded gender service for children at Lady Cliento Hospital, which expects to assess 180 youth this year. The goal of most of the gender-confused children is to get puberty-blocking chemicals and or sex change hormone treatment. If you are a child, you should not be making these decisions. I think back about when I was in, I think 16 to 22, I think should be the age where you can figure out if you're transgender or not. What do you think, House?
Are you kidding? When I was a child, I wanted to grow up to be a fire truck.
I was going to say, when I was a child, there was a period where I wanted to grow up to be like an earth elemental. Just this giant creature.
And,
like, I want to be the Superman villain, the Sandman. Or not, the Spider-Man villain.
And for a short
Sandman.
time, I wanted to be Optimus Prime. Till all in one.
Player said, do you think God hides in heaven because he's afraid of what he created here on Earth?
Oh no, we're his ant farm that he's forgotten about.
God is a pissed off 5-year-old. Most patients, however, are simply going through a common phase of adolescent life, Stathis explained, despite intense feelings of gender dysphoria brought on by their parents. Oh, excuse me.
Brought on by the media. Brought on by everything.
Yeah.
Because men are evil, and white men especially so.
And then they wonder why Western society is slowly collapsing, because the latest generation doesn't even like to think of itself as being male, and they've claimed that all the traditionally male things, like fucking strength of character, are pathetic and horrible to have. By early adulthood, they have outgrown their previous feelings of gender confusion. Because gender confusion is usually temporary and hormone blockers can cause permanent damage, Stathis requires his young patients to go through intense mental health screenings, as he should. The pro-transgender pediatrician also insists that teens socially transition successfully before he prescribes sex change drugs. Hey, you want to be a girl? Fine. Live as a girl for a year. If you can do that, maybe we'll talk about it. But, you know, in a shitty Australian accent. Fine. You want to live as a girl? Try it for a year. You'll be a Sheila. Oh, God, I'm going to hell. Online
Hey, at least you didn't say that's. At least you didn't say that's not a knife. That's a knife.
Ooh, and here's where the bias comes in. You ready? Online
Yeah, I'm ready.
response to Dr. Stathis' testimony was overwhelmingly against viewing transgenderism as healthy. People should get it once and for all that transgenderism is a mental illness, Jax posted. You can put a rubber glove on a dog's head and attach a feather duster to his tail, but that don't make it a chicken.
I like that.
Helen noted that it's pretty normal for many kids to hate their bodies, and eventually we get over it. Other comments were deeper. There's a reason why a child may feel as if they want to be the opposite sex, one commenter wrote. The question is, where does that idea or feeling come from? For a child to suddenly say that they desire to dress or act like the opposite sex means something happened to the child, or they were exposed to something that caused the alteration in their perspective. Oh, I forgot to turn off the modder share again. Oh, you missed it, House. I was playing like creepy clown music and all kinds of shit for the audience.
'Cause you're a creepy clown.
Also, I've got this little thing here. Bam. Will begin soon, see?
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't have any idea what to use as the thumbnail, so I just went with the standard Lord Christopher Monkton as a freakity freak.
You know he's a climate change denier too.
Even better. Actually, should we talk about the article about the lesbian couple giving the son hormone blockers? It's a couple years old, but is relevant to this conversation.
Can if you want to.
Okay, yeah. I mean, what's the chat think? I'm kidding. No one cares what the chat thinks. Lycadia, I sent you an invite. Get on Google Hangouts so you can receive it. And once you've received it...
Yeah, he sent you an invite and forgot to turn off screen share while he did it.
Yeah. So there was the proof that I was doing it. It even showed up calling Lycadia. So how about you get on the Google Hangouts and get back in the goddamn thing? Player said, pussy, you won't. I don't know what he's talking about. Are you trying to post some sort of in-joke in play? Oh, are Player and Fat Andy having a heart attack or having an argument?
It seems to be a good-natured argument.
Like Katie said, no, Google almost killed my hard drive. Trust me, if Google was what killed your hard drive, it wasn't that far from buying the farm anyway. Okay, so Lycadia will not be joining us again, and I am never inviting Player to anything ever again. So,
clearly, because you can't run the guy down.
And let's do this story. Lesbian couple gives son hormone blockers, says the child is transgender. By the way, this is from Mr. Conservative, which is a conservative news website. So there's going to be a lot of bias here. So try to sift through the bullshit. This is just the first version I found of this one. But yeah, that is the most unhappy child in fucking reality. I tried to add you and you didn't get the invite either. Yeah, Player, and since mine works, it's clearly a problem on your side. Pauline Moreno and Deborah LaBelle, a lesbian couple from California, claimed their 11-year-old son, Thomas, didn't want to be a boy. Thomas, who prefers to go by Tammy, wanted to be a girl, so his mothers gave him hormone treatment to delay puberty so that he could fully transition into a female through surgery when he is old enough. Yes, you read that correctly. This is an old story from 2011. Okay, so it's a 6-year-old story. Isn't that exciting? But it marked the beginning of what is now becoming a more common practice amongst transgendered children. So yeah, this stuff, people were noticing this like 4 fucking years ago. When the story about Thomas, a.k.a. Tammy, broke, the Daily Mail published an article called "The Little Boy Who Started a Sex Change at 8 years of age because his lesbian parents always knew he wanted to be a girl." Actually,
I remember this story.
Yeah, we covered this story, didn't we? No,
we at least talked about it.
Let me bring up the Daily Mail article because that might have slightly less bias.
Hey, dude, we've been doing this podcast for like 2.5 years now. It's getting really hard to remember what we did and didn't cover.
Over 100 episodes, man. So here's another delightful picture of this child. That kid does not look
That is a
happy.
kid who gets his ass kicked on a daily basis.
God, that kid looks miserable. Braces, glasses, and hormone therapy? Oh, that has to be terrible. Lesbian parents of an 11-year-old boy who was undergoing the process of becoming a girl last night defended the decision, claiming it was better for a child to have a sex change when young.
No.
Fat Andy, why are you capitalizing the word dykes?
He wants emphasis put on it. These dykes should be in jail.
Hey, caps lock is cruise control for cool. Thomas LaBelle, who now calls himself Tammy, because as soon as he started calling himself Tammy, his parents started giving him his full dinner, is undergoing controversial hormone blocking treatment in Berkeley, California to stop him going through puberty as a boy. But
it's in California, of course it is.
Oh, yeah. But Pauline Moreno and Deborah LaBelle warned their child with gender identity disorder forced to postpone transitioning could face a higher risk of suicide. His mom looking like a self-absorbed. Funny thing, that's not his mother in the background. That's like his teacher in this picture. His quote-unquote parents are here.
She's still kind of attention whorish, considering the fact that she's looking directly at the CNN camera.
Yeah, these are the militant lesbian-looking couple.
Okay, woman, if you're gonna wear a tie, wear it fucking right.
At least, what's her name from Queer Kid Stuff? At least she ties her tie properly. You can say that about her. God, look at the smug on that face.
There's all the smug.
No, that kid doesn't look high. That kid looks miserable. That entire stance, everything about it. Oh, God damn it. Let me go back to this. Everything about this is passive. This is someone who is fearful. I won't mention the brown stains on the knees. Child is hands in their lap, specifically covering their penis, like Katie said earlier. Their eyes are not meeting anyone. Downturned mouth, shoulders hunched forward. This is a child whose life has been made miserable. Actually, I'm going to search Tammy LaBelle and see if we can find a more recent story on them.
You're still screen sharing.
So?
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah, I'm down still. Yeah, I'm aware. Just trying to find a more recent episode or a more recent news story, and I was hoping all of you could join me on the adventure. Nope. Apparently this kid just vanished into the ether in 2011.
Try searching for Thomas/Tammy.
I searched both.
No, it's at the same time?
No, not at the same time. Hold on. Uh, what? Does Tammy LaBelle make YouTube videos? This could be a huge break in the case.
We'll have to watch to see if they're blinking out Morse code for help me.
This is definitely the kid. Yeah, Tammy LaBelle has a YouTube channel. With only 3 movies in it. Tammy LaBelle, and My Room. And none of them combined, they're about a minute long.
When was the last one uploaded?
December 5th, 2012. Let's see if we can get some eyes on some of the stuff in this room. Okay, it looks pretty standard. Books and... I think that's a list of rocks on the door. Trying to get a clean shot of what that poster is on the wall. You dig? Ah. It's only in frame so briefly. Gonna play the video at half speed. Apparently there's a bunch of posters with the alphabet on them on the wall. Yeah, like Acadia, but even the more recent articles only reference the 2011, not like how they're going on, how they live now. Oh, apparently one of the parents, Deborah LaBelle, has a YouTube channel as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Anthony. I miss you. Hope
Oh, I
you
still have it
feel
on half
better.
speed.
And eat healthy. Now your mom will say all the time.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Anthony. I miss you. Hope you feel better. And eat healthy. Now your mom will say all the time.
House?
Yes.
Does this child seem like they might be intellectually handicapped?
A little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Anthony. I miss you. Hope you feel better. And eat healthy. Now your mom will say all the time.
If they caused a handicapped child to get fucking hormone therapy for no other reason than they hate men, I'm going to be genuinely angry.
I would say we burn down California, but it does that to itself on a yearly basis.
Tammy at skate camp. This one's from April 3rd, 2017. Yeah, this is kind of making me think more and more that Tammy might have a learning disability.
Watch out! Okay, yeah.
Tammy's tall. The mothers say that one of the first things Thomas told them when he learned sign language age 3 because of a speech impediment was, "I am a girl." Okay, so he has a speech impediment. Okay. So he doesn't have a learning disability. My bad. My apologies.
I'm beginning to think that Bad Andy has a prejudice against lesbians.
Fat Andy, do you not like the those of the lesbianic persuasion? The bloviating Zeppelin article has quotes and additional info. Oh, neat. But yeah, so this was one of the early articles in something that's been called the Transtrigger trend. And these are people, let me see if I can pull up, because some people have made some witty Transtrigger comics. Transtrenders are people who, because being transgender is popular, claim to be transgendered. And apparently Fat Andy says that lesbians suck. And then
No, they don't. That's that's part of the problem. That's part of the reason they're lesbians.
You know what? I know who can tell us exactly what a transtrender is. The most accurate source for information on the internet outside of us. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Urban Dictionary. Oh, what do we have here? One who creates a ridiculously specific non-binary gender identity for themselves and often repeatedly changes it because it's seemingly the trendy thing to do, often found on Tumblr. Theoretically, they should be easy to criticize because what they do trivializes the struggles of people who are actually transgender. However, in practice, they are often above criticism because calling them out on their bullshit often results in you being called a bigot. I just read the Tumblr blog of someone who called themselves a demi-boy genderfuck transqueer. Another fucking transgender. Ooh. And we have a bigger one here. A transgender is a person, usually between the ages of 9 and 18, who calls themselves a transgender person because they think it makes them cool or special. Transgenders never experience gender dysphoria or transphobia or oppression and often identify as otherkin. They also usually use ridiculous, impractical neo-pronouns or noun-self pronouns, and often the gender they identify with isn't even a valid gender, such as star gender or fern gender. Transtrenders are basically gender non-conforming cisgendered people pretending to be transgender and using different pronouns because they think it makes them special and want to be able to say that they are oppressed by being in the transgender community because it makes them look cool. Transgenders are incredibly disrespectful to real transgendered people, making a mockery of what transgendered people experience, invalidating the problems and hurt that real transgendered people face, and turning these people's identity into a fashion trend. Real trans person. I have worked very hard to get the people around me to use my preferred name and pronouns. I experience crippling dysphoria every day as well as being constantly discriminated against and mocked by my peers. Transtrender. Yeah, like on Tumblr this one time somebody called me they instead of fair self. Us stargender fairkin are so oppressed. Like this post if you agree with me. If you don't, you're transphobic trash. This is probably the most accurate Urban Dictionary I have ever read.
Since when did Urban Dictionary become better than the actual dictionary?
I don't know. The actual dictionary did just pick up sheeple.
True.
But then again, they also have like a cisgender now in the dictionary and other bullshit
Don't get me
SJW
started
terms.
on that.
What else have we got here for transtrender? Oh, do you want to know what the top one is, though?
What's that?
A transtrender is a person who identifies as male or female but does not experience any gender dysphoria. It can also mean somebody who identifies as male or female because they think it's trendy/cool. Person A. Oh my god, I want to be a boy now because I saw this really cool male to male on YouTube. Person B. Another transtrender.
That's about right.
What's great is in the alphabetical list, transtrender, right after it is transtriggered, transtration, transturbation, transubergay, transubstantiation, transumer, transsumeria, and transunion.
What about transmetropolitan? Is that in there?
No, I am upset. Well,
Triggered.
Actually, let me see if transmetropolitan is in the Urban Dictionary. It is! And it is a comic book written by Warren Ellis. And by the way, all of you in the chat, if you read graphic novels, comic books, whatever the fuck you want to call them, I don't fucking care. They're books with pictures in them. Hand-drawn pictures. Read Warren
I
Ellis.
call them sequential art.
Fuck you. No, but read Transmetropolitan. It is so good. And it's crazy, and it's funny, and in some places it's cripplingly sad. But it is so good. Do you think... Oh, I found a picture of a transgender, or of a transtrender.
Is it Riley Dennis?
Nope. Let me go to the view image so I can make it nice and big for everybody. Look at that face. Right there. Transtrender. What we have here is a upper middle class white person who maybe did Milo Stewart start as a boy or girl? I think girl, right?
I don't know, and I honestly don't care.
Well, I'm pretty sure Milo started as a girl. This is Milo Stewart, by the way. You can find them online. Although they recently changed their online name so they won't be referenced with that other Milo. I don't know what...
You know, the good Milo.
But, upper middle class white female who decided that, as a teenager, she knew fucking everything about the world. And she didn't feel oppressed. Well, all her friends were oppressed, and she didn't want to be labeled an oppressor, so she is transgender. Although I think she doesn't say she's trans now. She says she's, non-binary exclusive, whatever bullshit. Basically, she's a tomboy. But not even a tomboy, because she wears, dresses and shit all the time.
You know, every time Milo Stewart starts talking, all I hear is somebody crunching up aluminum foil or something, man. It's just white noise.
So what you're saying is, we need to watch a bunch of Milo Stewart videos next week.
I will fucking kill you.
How about Riley Dennis videos? We can watch one where Riley Dennis says that if you don't date transgendered people, you're a racist.
It's better than Milo Stewart.
All right, let's wrap it up here since I've been streaming for over an hour now.
Hang on, I received the link.
Oh shit! What'd you get?
Let me shoot this over to you.
You might want to change the name of this episode to, I guess, Transtriggered or something, because it's called the Almo All the Time special.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I fucking knew about this. This whole thing about gender identity, the person who made it up was a fucking, like, creepy pedophile son of a bitch.
There's some information about the case that we were talking about towards the end.
Pulling it up now so that everybody can see. Gender identity concept came from a pedophile and human experimenter. The modern progressive will promote the idea that we have to tolerate everyone. This is increasingly harmful to people with mental illness. One group in specific, in many cases, are the transgendered. Anyone that promotes a different solution to their issues is labeled a bigot, a transphobe, without listening to their arguments or objective medical information. To understand more about the root of this problem, we should go back to the origin of the idea of gender equality or identity. The concept of gender identity is, what you think you are socially is more important than what you are from a standpoint which balances social and personal views. One problem that stems from this idea is the belief that there are no meaningful differences between the terms sex and gender. The idea started with a sexologist in 1955 named John Money. John motherfucking Money. Yeah, this dude was a full-on fucking creep. He proposed that if a boy were raised as a girl, they would fundamentally be female, and that there are no intrinsic differences between the sexes, contrary to biology. Human sexuality is an objective biological binary trait. XY and XX are genetic markers of male and female, respectively, not genetic markers of a disorder. The norm for human design is to be conceived either male or female. Human sexuality is binary by design, with the obvious purpose being the reproduction and flourishing of our species. This principle is self-evident. The exceedingly rare disorders of sex development, including but not limited to testicular feminization and congenital adrenal hyperplasia, are all medically identifiable deviations from the sexual binary norm and are rightly recognized as disorders of human design. Individuals with DSDs do not constitute a third sex, says the American College of Pediatricians. He could not shill his ideas to anyone until he found a boy by the name of David Reimer. Shortly after birth, What's up?
I feel so bad for this kid.
Oh, yeah. Shortly after birth, Reimer lost his genitalia following an accident during his foreskin removal surgery. He decided to swoop in and perform some progressive human social experimentation on this helpless child who had just been mutilated. He had Reimer's testicles also removed and constructed an artificial vagina for him. This is David Reimer. That is the face of someone who is dying. He then had his parents raise him as a girl while giving him hormone treatments. In what was, by all measures, the most extreme example of evil for money, he had the young boy and his twin brother perform fake sexual acts with one another at a young age in an attempt to make David be a bottom. He was trying to train David to be like a more feminine sexual partner with his own twin brother as a small child. He even made them undress in other sexual acts, such as genital inspection, which he took photographs of on at least one occasion.
For science.
For his own sick little fucking pleasure. Money would later talk about his experiments as successful, despite David never having identified as a woman, and would later recall the visits with Money as traumatic. Should we play this little 32-second video?
If you want.
You're always going to see people that are going to say, well, the Dave Reimer case could have been successful. I'm living proof. And if you're not going to take my word as gospel, because I have lived through it, who else are you going to listen to? Who else is there? I've lived through it. Is it going to take somebody to wind up killing themselves, shooting themselves in the head for people to listen?
Rates of suicide are 20 times greater among adults who use cross-sex hormones and undergo sex reassignment surgery, even in Sweden, which is among the most LGBTQ-affirming countries. What compassionate and reasonable person would condemn young children to this fate, knowing that after puberty, as many as 88% of girls and 98% of boys will eventually accept reality and achieve a state of mental and physical health? Yeah, the person who wrote this article has a definite bias in a certain direction. I prefer my articles more objective. As you can see from this video, the direct damage this type of human experimentation does on children is unacceptable. The danger of this lifestyle is still present in completely gender identity affirming countries like Sweden. It is a universally harmful thing for people to undergo this type of experimentation. Like Katie is right, David Reimer killed himself. Because he couldn't take it anymore. Because what John Money did was John Money gave him gender dysphoria. Like, fucked with his head, pumped him full of hormones, and when he became an adult, his body was so fucked up and his mind was so fucked up that the only way out for his pain was to eat a fucking bullet. It is a universally harmful thing for people to undergo this type of experimentation and completely irreversible, leaving the victims feeling helpless with no way out, except one: suicide, the final in a string of choices they can't undo. This tolerance of gender and the LGBTQIA+ nonsense is leading to the deaths of those who could be happy, young adult men with the right medication and treatment, because apparently no women are transgender at all.
Well, they are, but nobody cares about them because they're not hot.
I know, right? Caitlyn Jenner, Woman of the Year. Fuck humanity. This abuse has not stopped at just what John Money and others have done in more recent years. A lesbian couple gave their 11-year-old son hormone blockers. The parents, and abusers, Pauline Moreno and Deborah LaBelle, have claimed that their son wanted to transition to female of his own volition, which is patently false. The mother decided to give him hormone blockers from a young age to delay his puberty, an irreversibly harmful process which is without a doubt child abuse. Again, the American College of Pediatricians. Puberty is not a disease, and puberty-blocking hormones can be dangerous. Reversible or not, puberty-blocking hormones induce a state of disease, the absence of puberty, and inhibit growth and fertility in a previously biologically healthy child. And then it quotes the Daily Mail article. And then after that, the child showed his parents the desire to be a girl at age 3. Children are that age, they barely have self-awareness, let alone a concept of gender. At that age, I was telling my parents I wanted to be a pirate. My parents didn't drive me to the doctor and get surgery to remove an eye and give me a peg leg. Actually, depending on the doctor you go to, they might do that now. Because what, there's that woman who really, really, really wanted to be blind, so she found somebody a doctor to drip bleach into her eyes. Then there was the other guy that got his legs cut off because he just really, really, really wanted to be handicapped.
Oh, that's another mental disorder. I forget what it's called, but yeah, people identify as handicapped so much that they actually maim themselves. Ever since I cut off my leg with a chainsaw, I feel 100% better about myself, man.
In another similar case, social workers are allowing a mother to raise her young son as a girl. She went so far as to register him as a girl and has been referred to as she since he was 4. Despite all this, an alarm being raised by officials and the boy's father, council staff failed to intervene. By that time, a judge had to step in and was accusing the social workers of naivete and professional arrogance. The boy, whose name is hidden for privacy reasons, has been removed from his mother's care and is happily in his father's care in northern England. It's people injecting their personal neuroses and their personal politics onto their children. And I hate it. My God, this article keeps going on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going? Because it's depressing.
That's up to you.
Here we go. John Money, whose story ended by having David's older brother Brian Reamer kill himself via an overdose of antidepressants. David suffered a much more brutal fate. He shot himself in the head with a sawed-off shotgun. This is the originator of gender identity. It was started by a pedophile who experimented on two ill-fated brothers, ultimately leading to their demise. Like Adia had it, body integrity disorder. But yeah, I think that's a good statement to end on, don't you?
It seems like a natural stopping place to me.
All right. Hey, everybody. If you're still watching, thanks for coming out. Like, comment, share, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets, tell your friends' pets. Get more people on. It's always nice to meet new people. And as you can see, if House isn't here, I just pull random motherfuckers into the chat. Or from the chat into the call.
You, get in the chat. I don't have a computer. Tough shit.
Get knocking on my neighbor's door. I need somebody in this podcast right now. Or this live stream. Have you seen it though, House? Our SoundCloud has been blowing the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's a link to the SoundCloud in the description of this video, but our most recent podcast has like 700 listens on it. So apparently we did something right. But thanks for coming out.
728.
728. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. And House, got anything you want to say?
Keep calm and paddle on.
Keep calm and paddle on.